Hello, everyone. Megan McCann here, and I am so excited to have with us this beautiful woman, Virginia Phillips. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Hello to everybody watching and listening.
So, Virginia is an author, she's a speaker, she's a personal coach, and she is the founder of the Academy of Entrepreneurial Excellence, which I want to hear more about. But I would love for you to share with us, how you got, how you help people. What do you do?
So I spend a lot of time working with people who want more out of their business. And I think a lot of times when we are entrepreneurs or small business owners, we want more out of our business in terms of what it does for our whole life and not just what it does in a segment or a portion of our life, because I think it carries over into how we show up as maybe mothers, or how we show up as friends, or how we show up in other parts of our life. If we don't believe we're successful in our business, I think it affects our ability to have the lifestyle we want. So I really work with businesses to help them really grow in terms of who they are in that business as a person. And that develops into making sure they're positioned right in their business, making sure they've got avenues to generate leads. And so that there are a couple of things I'm really focused on in 2019 to help folks. And some of you will hear about that on stage.
Awesome. So Virginia is a selected speaker for the Soul Success Summit in Santa Barbara. And I love everything that you just talked about, because the essence of soul success is really giving women more of a holistic approach to not only taking care of their business, but taking care of themselves, blending the self-love, the self-care. We have yoga and meditation with the how to be a badass at what you do.
I love it.
We call it like the blending the feminine with the masculine. I think that's a little bit easier for people to kind of conceptualize the contrast, because life really is about contrast. And sometimes we tend to get so imbalanced with our life and our business. So how did you come up with the name Academy of Entrepreneurial Excellence? What was sort of that journey for you like?
So the long story short is, because of my own personal journey, I thought I really wanted my business to be called like the Triumph After Trauma. But then I realized nobody wanted to talk about trauma, and they weren't attracted to trauma, and it wasn't a good But the end of that, I had talked about it being an academy, and people said they really like that word academy. Well, when you're a business coach, it's really hard to come out and say you're the business academy, because that's already been taken. So we really kind of worked around who I was and what I was about. And I'm really about entrepreneurs performing at their best and learning how to do that. And then I didn't want to get caught up in it's got to be the best. I want it to be your sense of excellence, and excellence that you can put out into the world. That's how that name came about. It was a lot of kind of sifting through the right words to attract it. And I love it, but some folks say it's way too long and it's difficult to pronounce.
I sometimes have a hard time pronouncing things, and I think I did it right. Right? Did I say it right?
You did a bad job pronouncing it, but it's like this mouthful that you have to spit out. It sounds great, but don't make me say it ever again.
I like it, and I think you should keep it personally, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, it's totally being kept. It's not being
okay.
But I'm saying that you asked me kind of what it came about. It came about through a lot of scrubbing through what are the right words, what are the right brands I want to have, how do I want that branding to be, how do I move forward? And so it just came out to be this Academy of Entrepreneurial Excellence, because I'm all about entrepreneurs, small business folks really showing up in a world. And this is how I say it to my clients. And I'm glad I have the child in the background, because this fits right in.
My daughter just saw me, so she's screaming.
It's great. I want my clients to be like that parent that's in the stands and their child is on the field and they go, that's my child. I want folks to say that
I
about
love
their
that.
that's my business. I'm so proud that that's my business. And I think when we're parents, and if you are a parent, you get that. You know, no matter how your child is performing on the field or on the stage, you're just so proud that's your child.
Mm-hmm.
And you're performing at their ultimate best. And that's really what I want for my clients and entrepreneurs that aren't my clients.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Hold on one second. Okay, I love you. I don't, honey. I love you. I'll see you later. They just spotted me from a mile away.
Oh, that's how it works. That's how it works. I have to lock myself in my room, or otherwise the pets would come in.
Gosh.
They always want front and center when you're trying to be front and center.
I know. And I think it just like, this is just like a perfect example of what we were talking about, and like really like being excellent, being in a stage of excellence and being on the sidelines and cheering your team. And I feel like we talk about this a lot, is like women are just so multidimensional, and we are wearing so many different hats. And at one point we're in business mode. At one point we're in mother mode. At one point we're in friend mode. We care so much about nurturing other people and taking care of other people, and sometimes we forget to take care of ourselves.
We do all the time.
And so what to you, and you kind of touched on this, but I'd love for you to dive in a little bit more, is what does excellence mean to you and your clients?
So I think people get really caught up in excellence, meaning you have to have a certain dollar amount in your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you are more of a giver, then your excellence means that you have a certain amount of impact with other people. There are a lot of folks in the health and wellness industry, particularly, they don't really care about the bottom line. They don't really care about how much money's in their bank account. They really care about the impact they're making for one another.
Mm-hmm.
I think excellence needs to be defined by the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I think excellence is putting your best foot forward. And sometimes it's a hot mess. I talked to somebody this morning and I said, you know what? What I see that business did is they are new. And they stepped into this big old mud puddle. We've all stepped into the big old mud puddle. And it's not so much, are we going to step in it? How deep is it? It's more of how quickly do we get out of it? And how do we resolve that once we do? That's really where the excellence piece for me comes in. Mm-hmm. Another analogy I use a whole lot is let's say we're all horse riders. Your new horse riders are going to fall off the horse more often. And typically when they fall off the horse the first time, they're really going to be jarred, and they're going to be off that horse, and they're going to be looking at themselves and be like, what did I do? And this is a lot of negative self-talk to themselves. Mm. But if you talk to somebody that is more of an expert rider, they get off that horse, they're like, meh, and they get right back on that horse. Mm-hmm. And I think entrepreneurship is not about how many times you fall off that horse. What do you do when you're off of it, and how quickly do you get back on? So whether you've splashed in a mud puddle and it's disastrous, or whether you've moved forward from that mud puddle, it's what do you do after that? Is your chin up? Is your chin looking forward to what's ahead, or are you still looking at the mess that might be on your pants? And
I love that analogy.
Where the excellence comes in. Is really that inner work.
I love that. I love that so much. It's not about if you're going to fail. It's what do you do when that happens? I mean, let's get real. I've been in entrepreneurship for 10 years, and I mean, I can't even count how many times I've messed up and failed, and you just get right back on, and you keep creating, you keep manifesting, and that's how you thrive. You learn from those life lessons. So,
you learn from the life lessons, but you also know when you find yourself in a new life lesson, mm-hmm. that you have that perspective, you have the ability to change it, you have the ability to move forward, and you're not so caught up in what the situation is right here. And I use the word drama a lot, but I hate to do that with women. You get caught up in that current situation,
Right.
and you forget to look forward. You forget that there's a path ahead. And excellence, I think, comes in those little moments where you're like, you know what, we're knee deep in crap, but I am sure we're going to be able to move out of this and move forward. I just have to figure out what my resources are, where they're at, and how I get the right perspective right here.
Taking responsibility.
Oh,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. Oh, we could talk all day about this, but we won't, because I know that you have more to share on stage in Santa Barbara in the spring.
I do. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And I know you have a really beautiful story to share
I do.
that we haven't even scratched the surface on. So you guys, you want to hear from Virginia, because she has just such an empowering story of overcoming struggle, of triumph, and of thriving, not just surviving, but thriving. That's how I see you. So you guys would like to follow Virginia to Santa Barbara, meet me there. We'll give you a hug. She will be joining us at the Narrative Loft this spring. And if you go to thesoulsuccesssummit.com, you can get your ticket. The weekend is going to be filled with yoga, meditation, connection, mastermind, business development. I mean, you've met the speakers in this online summit. We have speakers flying in from all over the world who are coming to lock arms, because the essence of soul success is we thrive when we lock arms together, rather than feeling like we need to compete or be better than the person next to us. We thrive when we collaborate, when we mastermind, and when we, again, lock arms together. So if you would like to get your ticket at $100 off, you can enter the code Virginia Phillips, and it's spelled VirginiaPhillips. I think I said that right.
You did. There's lots of I's and 2 L's in the middle and 1 P at either end.
You enter it at checkout. You enter the coupon code. You get $100 off your ticket, and we would love to see you guys there. Virginia, what is the best way that people can contact you? Any website that you would like to share for people to get a hold of you so they can reach out to you if they need be?
The best website that they can reach me at is aoeenow.com, and that's short for the Academy of Entrepreneurial Excellence, now.com. We shortened it to aoeenow.com. You can reach me there. All of my social media links are there. I'm often on social media, so you might be able to find me there, but the one landing place is always my website.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, thank you again for your time. I really appreciate you. And
thank you.
Been such a blessing, and I cannot wait to see you in just a few months.
I can't wait to see you all, and be excellent in what you do in 2019.
Yes. Okay. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.